Oh, come on.
Stacy is in need of a second date update this morning. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. I understand you went out with a guy named Evan. Is that right?
I did, yeah. I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, why it's so hard for men to reply to a simple text or like a phone call.
Yeah, why is that, Tim? You're a man.
It's easier to brush stuff under the rug and not talk about it.
Huh.
Sorry,
Tim will at least give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Maybe not being may not be an answer, but he'll at least give a thumbs up.
A thumb.
I don't know. I'm from the school of either brush it under the carpet and never say anything ever again, or immediately cut ties the second the problem shows up.
Yeah.
There you go.
I kind of do one or the other.
Yeah.
So this is something you've experienced before, Stacy, where the men that you've dated in the past just sort of ghost without explanation or don't respond for whatever reason?
Yeah, it seems like there's never really a conversation with closure. It's just kind of, I'm, expecting to hear from them. I don't. Maybe I'll reach out and there's no response.
So what makes this different?
We had talked for about a week before we met, like several times a day. And it really was seeming like there was a connection. We met on Match, and I've usually had like somewhat of good luck on that site. So I just kind of felt like it was going somewhere. Even on the date, I felt that. Like, I went in very comfortable. It was really, it was lunch. It was easy. We were there for an hour. I thought we had great conversation. It was really comfortable. He was really charming. It just felt like a really easy date. It was really, really nice, and I loved it. And I just don't get it because nothing went wrong. Nothing, I didn't say anything stupid. I smiled, I laughed, I asked questions. I really felt like there was a connection, and it seemed like he felt that too.
So the lunch went, you said, for what, about an hour? Mm-hmm. And then how did that wrap up? Were there plans to get together again?
No, we said we would get in touch to hang out again.
That was the plan?
Yeah.
You were expecting to hear from him?
Yeah.
And how long?
He had initiated conversation first. So.
Say it again?
He had initiated conversation first. Mm-hmm. And had kind of set up the date and everything. So he had been kind of like pushing things forward.
Taking the lead.
Yeah. So I thought that he would continue to do that.
And when he didn't, how long did you give him before you reached out and said hello?
3 days.
And he never responded?
No.
Okay.
And now it's been 3 days since then. So almost a week.
We're going to take a break here, Stacy. And when we come back, we're going to call Evan.
Okay, great.
Yeah, see what we can get out of him. I'd be curious to know. Maybe he just met someone else. Sometimes that's all it is. It's nothing that you did.
Just somebody better came along.
Well, maybe better for him in his opinion. I don't know.
I know. That's how often does that happen? I mean, that's tends, like, I go to, he might be in a ditch somewhere, and Jeff, you tend to go toward he found someone else.
Right.
So we'll see.
And he just doesn't want to deal with it like Tim.
Just avoidance.
Right.
I get it. Some people are just not good at saying no thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's saying no thank you. And it usually isn't even the no thank you part that's hard. It's like, I'm great at saying no thank you, but then if they come back with questions or want to, or get defensive, or
what do you mean no thank you? What, you don't want to go out with me again?
Or who like push it, or
correct, thumbs up,
don't say no. I mean, my God. I mean, I recently had somebody that I said no to about something, and I was very proud of myself for, rather than just avoiding the situation, to going ahead and saying no, and they kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back. And it's like,
they were not willing to take no for an answer.
They did not want to take no for an answer.
They would not be ignored, Dan.
They would not be ignored. And
is it that they wanted a
hard.
reason, or they just wouldn't accept the no?
They wouldn't accept the no.
Fascinating.
Yeah. And it was, that's, and it's easier for me to just avoid altogether rather than set myself up for a potential potential conversation.
Yeah. So in the aftermath of that, would it have been easier for you to I should have just blown him off and not responded?
No, because I knew it was the right thing to do to respond. Okay. And so I'm glad that I did. I wish.
You're exhausted now.
Well, it's just disappointing. It's like, I get it. I get that you really want this thing from me. I can't give it to you. And I'm sorry. And I wish that people would just
take the no.
Take the no.
And move on with life.
Right.
But now you got to make it a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why people ghost.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Stacy, we're going to see if we can get to the bottom of this for you. We're going to call Evan if you're still in. I mean, that's, you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay. Then we'll do that when we come back. A second date update continues on Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Summer's here. You don't want to be running that AC nonstop. Keep that cold air inside with new energy-efficient windows from Universal Windows Direct. Hi, it's Tim. Call for a free estimate. 513-755-1800.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
All right, so Stacy went on a date with Evan. She met the guy on Match, and they talked for about a week, and they seemed to have a connection, and eventually met up for lunch. And he was just a very charming guy. She felt very comfortable with him. And listen, Stacy admitted from the get-go, look, this is not the first time she's been blown off. However, this felt different to her. The fact that they got along so well, the fact that she felt a connection and that there seemed to be some real chemistry and he seemed to be as attracted to her as she was to him, leaves her wondering why, after taking the lead, he would suddenly just go radio silent without any explanation, or at least say, you know what, this doesn't feel right for me, or it's just not working out for me, or I don't think we're compatible, and moved on. But none of that. He just ghosted.
Yeah, it felt different than the usual situation just because we had this connection.
Yeah. Sometimes you get blown off and you don't care because you weren't that crazy about them either.
It was a relief that you didn't have to be the one to say, hey, no thanks.
Right. But when you are attracted to them and you think they're attracted to you and they spent all that time, there was a 1 hour lunch where he could have bolted at any time if he didn't think it was for him. But okay, we're going to call Evan and see what's up.
Hello?
Evan?
Hi, who is this?
Hi, Evan. It's Jeff and Jen at Q102. How are you?
No way, did I win something? What's up, guys?
Not yet, not yet. We'd like to send you to dinner if things work out. I always tell our callers this, but first we got to clear something up. If you're willing to chat with us real quick on the radio, is that okay? If we put you on the radio?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. I listen all the time. I'm a fan.
Very nice. So we spoke to a really nice young woman who called us and said she went on a date with you recently and that you were just charming, charismatic, fun
irresistible
guy. Said a lot of nice things about you. Who? It was Stacy.
Oh, boy. This is one of those that okay.
I do notice the guys are more slow on the uptake when it comes to second date update than the women who listen to the show.
Well, listen, you always make the guys who call in on this sound like a-holes, but...
No, we don't.
Not always. Not every time.
If they sound like a-holes, that's on them.
Okay, well, maybe I don't want to give off that impression here, but the date was fine. She was a lovely girl. My only thing, have you ever eaten a meal with someone who doesn't cut up their food?
Jen Jordan.
That's not true.
Like what? Are we talking like a ribeye steak that she just picked up with her palm, started gnawing at it, or?
It was a Greek salad, and I can still see it. There were these huge chunks of tomatoes, cucumbers, and lettuce, and she was just right in the mouth, like no knife at all, just like fork, dressing running down all the sides of her mouth. The way she ate it was so unappetizing. It was such a turnoff.
Sloppy salad eater.
Sounds like she was really enjoying it, though.
That's great and all, but on a first date?
Was it the big leafy greens? That's what I owe it, you know. She loaded up her fork with big leafy greens and the bite was bigger than her mouth. And so she just kind of had to like shove it in with the fork.
Oh, heck yeah.
Was there
Kind of what I'm seeing.
Was there any cutlery that was used or?
No. Forget about the knife. Stayed in the napkin.
Oh,
Wow.
the knife stayed in the napkin. That's funny. Now, did she make moaning noises while she was eating, like Jen's cat Biggin, who's like, nom, 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 nom. That's the best.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was loud chewing. It was too much, too big mouthfuls. It was messy. It was all over the place. And she was trying to talk at the same time, like talking and chewing with your mouth full. It's not the best look.
Yeah, you got me there.
Yeah.
I don't know. She was a sweet girl, but that was just, all of that was just, it was, you could try and have a little bit of decorum. I think the first time you meet somebody would be nice.
Did she just have a salad or did she also like paw in a scone or something?
No, it was just the salad. I think I said no to dessert after that.
Do you guys notice or even pay attention to when you eat a meal all alone? Say no one else is home.
Yes.
There's no one there watching you eat.
Yes.
Do you find yourself eating differently in those situations?
Totally.
You're not paying close attention.
You're using
whether-
your boob shelf as a place to put
as
your
a
giant
snack plate.
Oh, yeah.
cereal area.
Yes, or you've got it all over your face or
Yep.
stuck in your teeth, but you don't really care because you'll deal with it later.
Sometimes.
I think like I'm someone who eats a lot of meals alone. So I think if that's something that you do, you could easily get into the habit of not even thinking about it and find yourself at a restaurant or in front of other people eating the same way that you eat when you eat alone. And other people don't need to see that.
Well, let's ask Stacy. Stacy, we're admitting here that we eat like Neanderthals when we're alone. Is this something you've heard before, and were you even aware of it?
No, I was not. I've never heard this before. I go on many dates, and I've never gotten this kind of feedback. I don't know. I mean, I always order a salad, and I never thought it was gross, so I was eating.
No one's ever given you crap for talking with your mouth full?
Never. No.
I mean, do you do what he says? Do you load up your fork and kind of shovel it all in?
I didn't think so. I thought I was eating normally.
You just thought you were eating a leafy salad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like going back over last night's dinner in my head because I had that black kale Caesar at Soto, which is freaking amazing. And it's hard not to inhale that. And I kind of did last night. So I'm wondering if Kristen was just being polite because she's never said a word to me.
She just doesn't watch.
She's just a very tolerant woman.
Yeah, weirdly, the boss brought over, we're renovating our kitchen, so we don't have one. So we ate outside at the picnic table. We were going to go out to eat, but she said, I'll just bring some things over from Fresh Market and we'll just kind of hang out in the back and blah, blah, blah. And she brought a salad and we didn't have a ton of stuff. And I did fist in a handful of salad without a fork.
It's easy to do.
Uh-huh. I mean, I have someone in my world, I'm not going to name names, but
Jeff Thomas.
is like a really loud chewer that like you can hear their teeth clicking together and they chew with their mouth open. And it's like if I allow myself to watch or really pay attention, it's unsettling. Like it makes me nauseous, and I want to just say, "Can you please just close your mouth?" Not me. So when I eat with this person, I have to just completely just
Look away.
shut it out.
Yeah, just
not
block it out.
look and pretend it's not happening.
Yeah, I guess I'll work on that.
I gotta say, you're being very mature about this, Stacy.
Well, what are you gonna do,
I
right,
think it's
Stacy?
actually a huge lie. I think there's another excuse because I don't think that that's true.
And you don't think this is true because you've never gotten this kind of feedback before from a guy?
Never.
Well, this whole situation's pretty uncomfortable. I think we can all start there. But Stacy, no offense or anything. It was just a little gross. Like, I'm surprised no one's ever told you about it. Maybe work on that for the next time, I guess.
Ask your
My
friend,
only thing.
Ask a good friend that you eat salads with on a regular basis. Say, have you ever paid attention to how I eat my salad? Is it disgusting? Because if your friends, if your friends are real friends, and it is an issue, they will tell you. And if it's not, they will tell you.
And if you have friends that eat their salad with their hands, well,
At the end of the day, if a guy is going to not go out with me because of the way I eat a salad, that's not a guy I want to be with.
There you go.
Fair enough.
I'll take that.
Okay.
He says, I'll take that. I'm off the hook.
All right. Well, Evan, I'm sorry it didn't result in a second date or a dinner, but sounds like you've made other plans anyhow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay. Thanks for trying, I guess.
Appreciate that. And Stacy, thank you for coming on Second Date Update and putting yourself out there.
Sure. I appreciate you guys.
All right. If you need a little help with the second date update, send us an email. Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
All right. Coming up next, we